Breaking overnight, 3 Americans detained in North Korea return home. We have their first moments back on U.S. soil. EpiPen shortage. What's behind a shortage on the life-saving drug? And mother-in-law confessions. You dish on what drives you crazy about mothers-in-law. All right, you saw Jasmine's mother-in-law confessional there. I think there could be some stories people can relate to.
We might not admit it, but some are admitting it. Also, we tried some old wives' tales with you to try and figure out, are you having a boy? Are you having a girl?
And I am waiting to be surprised when the baby comes in a couple of weeks. But, well, 6 weeks, maybe-ish.
Right.
But that hasn't kept people from guessing.
Right.
And so we're going to have fun with this.
This is the fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a prediction? I mean, you're so good at the weather.
I have no idea.
I'll show everybody the baby.
No, and I was in on some of the...
I know you were, but...
No, I really don't have a feeling either way.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I change my mind all the time.
Right.
I'm
like that
indecisive,
too.
like our weather.
Okay, well, what I can tell you is that
So
we
it's gonna
are
change in 5 minutes?
indeed
It will
seeing
change.
showers. This is not going to change much, but we're seeing them in different spots. We've had really steady rains overnight, and right now it's become a lot more hit and miss. And this is what we expected. If you remember yesterday, we were saying by the time the sun comes up, which is just minutes from now, most of you will be dry, and it is already dry to the west. We're now seeing a few of these showers, not thunderstorms, through parts of Geauga and Portage County. So we'll get a little closer in, and from Auburn through Bainbridge, even into Solon, your east side is still getting some wet weather. We're seeing more showers south into Streetsboro there. Good morning to you. So here's the deal with the rest of today. I would take your umbrella just in case. We're going to call for just slim shower chances once we get through, we'll say, the next few minutes and these move through. It'll still end up above normal with highs in the 70s today, but Danielle, yesterday we hit 83 degrees, so there's definitely a difference. It won't be quite as warm.
Well, we're ready for this. It is spring, so we're excited that we're not getting snow, right? Well, we start to the west because we had an accident reported I-90 westbound near Lorraine Avenue. That has cleared out, so good news for you there. But you see the red on the traffic map, 90 east, as you're trying to move into 490. Here's what the camera looks like, 90 at Fulton Road in the area. Not seeing big delays. It's only that slow traffic there, only adding about a minute to your commute. Also to the west in Avon, an accident reported I-90 westbound after State Route 611 that has your right lane blocked. Good news is we don't see any delays because of that crash, but please be careful. There are wet roads throughout the region because of the rain. Your next traffic check in about 15 minutes. Jana Maureen, back to you.
Danielle, thanks. 6:03 right now. Breaking overnight, 3 Americans held captive in North Korea are now back on U.S. soil, and they're being reunited with their families.
Tiffany has been watching the latest developments, and Tiffany, they're, as a precaution, they always do this, they're also getting looked at a hospital.
Right, Jana Maureen. So they're being checked out at Walter Reed Medical Center. Just a moment ago, President Trump tweeted on behalf of the American people, welcome home. Well, these 3 men, they landed on mainland at Joint Base Andrews. They walked off that plane. There were cheers from the crowd. They spent up to 2 years in a North Korea prison, accused of a variety of offenses against the regime. Through an interpreter, the detainees said that they were happy to be home. Their release paves the way for historic face-to-face talks between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
We will see if we can do something that people did not think was going to happen for many, many years, and a lot of bad things could have happened in between.
So a bit tough to hear there, but you might remember last year North Korea released Otto Warmbier, a 22-year-old from Ohio. He was in a coma and died days after returning to the U.S. Overnight, President Trump gave his respects to the Warmbier family. Trump was also there, of course, with the First Lady to greet those detainees as they came to the U.S. overnight. He also thanked North Korea's leader, saying that he believes Kim wants to reach an agreement on denuclearization. John.
Okay, one of the positive steps right here. Okay, And as soon as we get anything more on the detainees here return, we'll have it for you right here on the show, including we're going to take you live to Washington at 6:40. And then, of course, the Today Show picks up the coverage starting at 7 a.m. Maureen?
All right, 6:05 almost here, and here's your morning rush. New overnight, there was a deadly shooting on Cleveland City's east side. A man was found shot and killed at an RTA bus stop on East 141st and St. Clair. We talked to police and EMS, but they aren't really releasing any details right now. We're working to find out if police have made any arrests. The case against Discovery Tours is now getting attention in Washington. Parents of more than 500 Mentor students were unable to get their money back after the 8th grade trip was canceled. Discovery Tours is now out of business and filed for bankruptcy. Mentor schools will use non-taxpayer dollars to reimburse parents, but Senator Sherrod Brown has reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FTC on this. An Ohio law to make fair rides safer could soon get more attention. Tyler's Law is named after 18-year-old Tyler Durrell, who was killed when a ride broke apart at the Ohio State Fair last year. The law calls for more safety inspectors and fines for ride owners who don't follow the guidelines. Tyler's mother wants to see an overhaul of the ride industry nationwide. Cleveland is back in the spotlight with another movie filming downtown. It's called The Last Summer, and it takes place in Chicago during the 70s. The story is about a group of teenagers before they head off to college. The movie features KJ Apa from the popular Netflix series Riverdale. The movie will be filming right here over the next 3 weeks, so you might see all the Hollywood out in the streets of Cleveland. John.
There you go. Now, 3 things happening around the country. There are now several new cases linked to the E. coli outbreak blamed on that romaine lettuce. The CDC says there are 28 new cases, bringing the total to 149 victims in 29 states. That includes at least 3 people here in Ohio. Officials say do not eat any romaine lettuce unless you can confirm it's not from Yuma, Arizona. New video into the newsroom from that volcano in Hawaii that's forced thousands of people from their homes. You can see the heavy smoke coming from the Kilauea volcano. Scientists are watching this very closely, and now there's a new warning about a potential explosive eruption which could shoot large boulders out of the volcano. They say that type of eruption hasn't happened in almost 100 years. California is making a big move with renewable energy. The state's Energy Commission passed a rule that will require all new homes and low-rise apartment buildings to have solar panels. That requirement will start in 2020. Commission believes it will add costs for homes, but they say homeowners will save actually about $630 in energy costs a year. Now here's Jasmine.
Hey, good morning to you, John. Mother-in-law or monster-in-law? Find out what people here locally said about their mother-in-laws inside of our confessional. Maureen.
All right, Jasmine, thanks. And we're talking about Mother's Day, what mom really wants. And moms, we want to know the most memorable gift that you've ever received, good or bad.
Right.
Because Holly, we want to share it with everybody so we know what's good and what's bad.
Right. I'll still never forget the year John took us all for the spa day.
Oh, I know. That was great.
Right? Okay. That was a memorable one in such a great way. And we've got your commute forecast, which is looking like it's improving. We had some rumbles overnight. Showers will be moving out here real shortly, and then we're just real small chances the rest of today. We're 70s for highs. We were 80s yesterday. Huge changes in your weekend weather outlook, including Mother's Day. I'll fill you in. 6:08. Good morning.
All right, the answer to this might get you in a little bit of hot water. Do you and your mother-in-law get along? Some relationships a little bit more difficult than others, and mothers-in-law, I think, can be tricky.
Yeah. Do you ever notice the question is never, do you get along with your father-in-law?
Yeah,
That's
why is that?
never brought up.
I know.
I don't know. Jasmine Monroe didn't have to travel far to hear some good stories about the good old mom-in-law.
His mom, she's crazy.
They don't call them monster-in-laws for nothing.
You're gonna be my mother-in-law. I know. Isn't it wonderful?
Mothers-in-laws are notorious for being controlling, judgmental, critical, and sometimes overbearing.
You'll never be good enough for him.
So to help you with your frustration, we set up a Mothers-in-Law confidential booth in the middle of Public Square so you can get some things off your chest so you don't snap, or should I say slap, before Mother's Day.
Does everybody love their mother-in-law?
You would never find another daughter-in-law like me.
They confess.
She would wake us up at 7 o'clock in the morning just to vacuum her floor.
And stress.
Just a little the gossip and, you know what I'm saying, trying to start hateful things towards me and everything else like that.
About it all.
I love my Browns, but she's a diehard Steeler fan.
She'll ask us to go to like Walmart at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
From wedding planning.
She constantly likes to ask my opinion about my wedding, but then do the complete opposite of what I asked her to do.
To how you should raise your kids.
Tell her when to change her and when to feed her. She wasn't allowed to mother her own daughter.
And even the food you should eat.
Thanksgiving's kind of rough because every time we go there, we have to have a tofurkey. And those are nasty.
Mothers-in-law know best.
She loves the kids, but not the mother.
But even after all the complaining, somehow they still wouldn't trade you in the world for anything.
She will always be my mother-in-law, and I love her so much. And I just want to tell her Happy Mother's Day.
My mother-in-law is fantastic. I hate to say it, like, she's really funny.
Yeah, what about your mom to your husband? Okay, so here's 3 things that you can take away from this story to get along with your mother-in-law. So don't take what she says personal. Text a friend when she does, bicker with you. And also to remember to throw out a lot of compliments to her. Maybe she'll forget that she doesn't like you so much. All right, John and Maureen, back to you.
All right. That is some great advice. And those were some great comments, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Love it that she wouldn't talk about her own mother, though.
I know.
Okay, Jasmine. Speaking of moms and the in-laws, we're asking what you think moms really want this year on Mother's Day.
Yeah, Alexa Lee has been looking through all of the comments all morning long, joining us now with some of the most memorable gifts given, and this will give us a good idea.
You know, we can probably all think of those memorable gifts on Mother's Day, and hopefully yours is a good memory, but our buddy Todd here wasn't quite as lucky. He said he gave his mother-in-law a fresh bouquet of flowers, which resulted in an invasion of ants all over the kitchen. You know what, Todd? The effort was there, and I think that's what counts. And if you still haven't gotten your mom a gift yet, well, listen up. A new poll says by Parenting Magazine says that the top 5 gifts moms really want are number 1, a clean house, number 2, sleep, 3, a good workout, a spa day, and last of all, the day off from the typical mom routine. So just keep it simple. I think that's the takeaway from today. Keep it simple if you haven't gotten the gift yet. We're seeing some pretty entertaining comments, so we want to hear more. Keep them coming. You can tweet me at Alexa Lee, WKYC, or leave a comment on our Facebook page. Maureen and John, back to you guys.
All right, those are some great ideas.
I remember one of the greatest gifts our kids gave to Kristen was they gave her coupons for a hug. I'll clean up my room.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
I don't know if she ever
probably gonna
cashed in.
I think I'm getting a messy kitchen.
You're getting a messy kitchen.
I'm not like the opposite of the cleanup.
And then you have to clean it up on Monday? Is that the deal?
Cheerios on the floor.
Yeah, my
You're
kids made
welcome.
brownies on Sunday. I'm still cleaning up. It's okay. So we're taking a look at your headlines here. As you're waking up, we had some rain move through, and we're still dealing with a little bit of that, even a couple of thunderstorms overnight, but it's going to become real spotty. And speaking of Mother's Day, we've got changes in your Mother's Day weekend forecast. I will tell you about those. But we're drying out from west to east, and we're definitely seeing the drier weather now from Lorain through Medina into Mansfield and Worcester. You are also dry, but still a few showers to the east. And we'll zoom in. It's parts of Geauga and Portage counties over into Ashtabula and Trumbull. So still getting wet east side of Auburn, over into the Middlefield area there. But this is just rain, so no storms to worry about. Bigger View again shows that it's looking a lot more uneventful to the west. So that is going to translate to a lull in any kind of rain, I think, as we get into the busiest part of your morning commute. So heading to work and school in most cases should be okay for you from a weather standpoint. Roads may be wet from what did come down, especially if you're east where it's still happening. We're in the 60s. I mean, this is super, super warm for this time of the day. Normal high is 68. Speaking of warm, we hit 83 yesterday. We're not going to get there today, but we will still end up above normal. By 8 a.m., totally dry across the board. Mostly cloudy skies. I think we'll see peaks of sunshine today. It's just not going to be a blue sky kind of day. And then once we get into the afternoon, we start to notice these sort of random shower chances popping up, and it truly will be. It'll also be cooler near the lake this afternoon. Notice at 2 o'clock, 57 downtown compared to 70 in Akron. And most of you will end up in those low 70s unless you are right by the lake today. This is a look at for this afternoon. We've got those spotty showers, no storms though, and early evening that all starts to fade, and then it looks like we'll be in for a more seasonal kind of night. We will see some sunshine for your Friday. We'll start off in the 40s, which is where we should be, but then we start to talk more shower and storm chances later tomorrow, and it's going to be a struggle tomorrow. Highs will be in the upper 50s to around 60. Here's the big change for the Mother's Day weekend. You know, all week, and this is full honesty, transparency, I've been saying it's going to be just these scattered shower chances. Oh, you'll have plenty of outdoor time. Well, scratch that. Right now, it looks like changes in this frontal system for the weekend will basically cause it to become stationary. So we're going to have more periodic showers and storms unless that changes. So I'd rather you have the backup plans in place, and then if we get better news to report, we shall. 60s Saturday, low 70s Mother's Day, and it's still warming up for next week into the 80s. 6:19, here's a check of your drive.
Traffic is made possible by the Ganley Auto Group. Visit GanleyAuto.com for over 6,000 new and used vehicles.
Well, good Thursday morning to you. We start on Cleveland's east side because police are investigating an overnight shooting, and that means they are directing traffic on St. Clair Avenue between East 140th and East 141st Street. So be careful as you are traveling in that area. We are dealing with wet roads because of the rain that is moving through the region. So far, no accidents. All the crashes that I was tracking, that has cleared out. But be aware in Ashtabula County that we have State Route 45 closed near US 6. It's going to be closed through Friday, May 25th because of multiple culvert replacements. So your detour is US 6, 46, and 322. Don't worry, I'm tweeting this out at Danny WKYC. Maureen, back to you.
Danielle, thanks. 6:20 right now with just weeks to go. Many of you have been really great, and you can't wait to find out if I'm having a boy or girl. I can't wait either. But coming up, I'm going to explain why we are waiting for the surprise.
My Velosano biggest winner of the week came up with a great idea to celebrate the Kentucky Derby and fight cancer. Cyclist Tara Fenner held her second Talk Derby to Me for Velosano party. Included mint juleps and fancy hats and over 200 people at the Forest City Brewery. Tara raised almost $4,000 from the event. So congratulations and thanks for being a big part of Velosano 5.
And all those outfits, those are fun. All right. Well, Mother's Day is just days away, and I am just over a month away from giving birth to our third child. And I want to thank all of you who have been sending my family so much love and warm wishes. And we don't know what we're having yet. We are looking forward to being surprised along with all of you. But we tested out some of your old wives' tales. The ring over the belly went in a circle, which means girl, according to many of you. The second one, similar, but this was a needle over the wrist. That one said boy. And for the tiebreaker, it was a key test. I picked it up by the top of it, which means girl. So the old wives' tales are saying 2-1. We will find out at the end of June whether it's a girl or a boy. Many of you said boy. That's what we've gotten on our social media. And many of you wondering, why am I not finding out? The biggest reason why is that gender just doesn't matter to us at all. During my second pregnancy, a lot of people said it was kind of natural that they would hope I would have a boy, so I'd have one of each. But I do have one of each. I have one super sugary, sweet, and thoughtful little girl. That's Scarlett. And then I have my mischievous and hilarious little devil. That is Millie. I couldn't imagine having anyone else as my child. Like, I don't know what it's like to have a boy, but I know what it's like to have two polar opposites. And now I know more than ever, after having these two little girls, that God gives you the person that you're meant to have, that little character that completes your family. And so whether this is a boy or a girl, blue eyes, brown eyes, short or tall, whatever, we know that we're gonna love this baby. And all I hope for is this baby has an awesome life, bonds with its sisters, and that I can be a great mom. That's the pressure I feel. Yeah.
Yes, you will.
So
you already are.
So we'll see. We'll see. Everybody has their guesses, and we'll see what it is.
Should we tell her the surprise? We figure you have everything, having two children already.
Uh-huh.
We're going to get you a puppy.
We thought we would just add to the chaos in the best way.
That's what I need.
You really can thank us later after the show. So we're very excited for you, boy or girl.
Yeah, and I'm excited to let everybody know once we do find out what it is and we welcome this baby. You guys will be the first to know. So.
Well, we're so happy for you.
Well, thanks.
And you look amazing. I mean, can I just throw that out there?
Thanks.
Hello, like
I don't know if I feel so amazing.
Well, you look amazing. Unbelievably amazing. So here's a look at what's going on in the travel map. And there has been some rain. There are still wet roads this morning as you're leaving the house in spots. There's big changes to Mother's Day weekend. So I've got to tell you about those. Different from even yesterday, what we were saying at the same time. I'll fill you in. Hope you're having a great start to your Thursday. It is May the 10th. Good morning. A change in your weekend weather when you will see rain coming up.
More pickles, more problems. How locals are relishing in a pretty sweet dill here in North Lawrence. It's coming up.
And it is life-saving, but coming up, I'll let you know why there's a shortage on EpiPens.
Thanks for being with us here at 6:30 on this Thursday morning. We have more on all of that in just a minute.
But first, breaking overnight, the story we've been watching. The 3 Americans freed from North Korea are back in the United States. President Trump was there to welcome them home as they touched down at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland just before 3 a.m. The 3 men were seized from 2015 to 2017 and accused of a variety of anti-state offenses. More coming up in a live report from Washington in about 10 minutes.
Confirmation hearings continue today for Gina Haspel, the president's nominee for CIA director. Senator John McCain is urging his colleagues to reject her nomination, saying she failed to adequately answer questions about her role in the agency's torture program. Haspel said she would absolutely not let the program return.
And some high winds moved through the area overnight. Our photographer found this large tree knocked down. This is at West 95th, just north of Lorain. Some power lines down as well. So the question, will the wind, all that wind and rain continue? Let's check in with Holly right now.
Okay, thank you, John. Thank you, Maureen, and good morning to you. And the answer to that is not so much. In fact, the reason we had it overnight was because that was when the front was pushing through, and now we are seeing the back edge and things are kind of settling. Still a few showers in Ashtabula and parts of northern Trumbull County, but most of you are now dry. And for the rest of today, the shower chances will be much smaller. The wider view, you can see that we're going to have a break here. So the timing on this is perfection as far as your morning commute goes, because the busiest time looks like will be pretty uneventful, quiet, no big deal. 60s to low 70s. That is still mild for this time of the year. 68 is the normal high. I think most of you will hit 70 or 72, 73 degrees, with the exception of those of you right along the lake. But compared to yesterday's 83, it's definitely not quite as warm. So commute forecast, showers are on their way out as they speak. It's mild. We're 60s. We'll end up in the 70s today, and perhaps even a few sun peaks. As we get into the afternoon, a very slim shower chance. Danielle, I know you're still talking some wet roads from from just the rain that has come down.
Right, but they are clearing out, just like you said, just like accidents are clearing out. This one, I-90 westbound, just after State Route 611 in Avon with the right lane blocked, that is cleared. So you're good to go to the west. We're seeing normal drive times pretty much throughout the region, even though you still see the green on the map, meaning the rain. But take a look at this live camera, State Route 8 at Howell Avenue in Cuyahoga Falls. You see a clear picture here, traffic moving just fine and roads look dry there. Your drive times on State Route 8 between 76 in Akron and 271 in Macedonia, 17 minutes heading north, 16 minutes heading south. Normal drive times here and normal throughout the region. Don't forget, when you hit the roads, tune into our partners at WTAM 1100 Total Traffic. John and Maureen, back to you.
Okay, Danielle, now for the morning rush. The Ohio Supreme Court is standing by the death sentence for the Craigslist killer.
Richard Beasley will remain on death row after trying to appeal his sentence. He was convicted of killing 3 men that he lured posting fake jobs to Craigslist. His appeal said that the judge should have excused himself from the case since his father is Attorney General Mike DeWine, but the court said it was too late to raise those concerns. His attorney plans to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Cleveland police need your help finding a woman who robbed a Rite Aid at gunpoint. This happened last month at the Superior Avenue location. In the video, the woman grabbed an iced tea, but when she went to the register, she pulled out a handgun and demanded money and cigarettes. The clerk put the money, the iced tea, and the pack of cigarettes in a bag. Police say the woman got into a car and they took off.
Ohio roads just got a lot more high-tech. Governor Kasich signed an order making it legal for self-driving cars to be on all Ohio roads. But the developer must sign up with a new state office called Drive Ohio, which will regulate the cars. The state already allows the testing of driverless trucks in areas where fiber optic lines can track them. The governor believes this technology will help cut down on car crashes.
New overnight, we got the schedule. The Eastern Finals with the Cavs and Celtics is all set. Game 1, the series starts Sunday afternoon, 3:30 in Boston. Game 2 is then Tuesday night. They get a few days off. The series comes back here for games 3 and 4, which will be Saturday, May 19th, and then Monday, the 21st. We're not sure how far this series will go after that, but it's the matchup we were expecting. A Stark County company was in a real pickle when a problem occurred during shipping.
That is a hint right there. So this company is giving away 40,000 pounds of cucumbers. Austin Love is in North Lawrence with why this mishap turned out to be a big deal for locals. Hi, Austin.
We've been throwing a lot of really cheesy puns here this morning, but you know that what they say, more pickles, more problems. They found themselves actually into a pretty good pickle here in North Lawrence, which has a lot of these locals relishing in the great dill that they're finding here. So what exactly happened here to be able to get all these pickles all over the place? Well, a local freight company, Freightway Transportation, was transporting a load of cucumbers when an issue took place during shipping, causing some of the boxes to shift, and then they broke open in the truck. Because of that, the order was refused, so they were stuck with 40,000 pounds of cucumbers, and instead of them letting go to waste, they decided to give them away instead.
Some of his cucumbers came loose, the box came loose, and the other boxes were intact, and the Celadon allowed us to dispose of them, so we wanted to give them to the community rather than see it go to waste.
Yeah, and locals were coming down here and picking up cucumbers by the bucket load. And you still have the opportunity to come down here today if you want to grab some cucumbers yourself. You can come down here to 2275 Manchester Road in North Lawrence. That's between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Guys, you're going to want to relish in this pickle opportunity because they're going pretty quick. Back to you guys.
All right, our executive producer, Jenny, has counted the number of cheesy pickle jokes. We're up to 6 at this point. Yeah. So, Austin, that might be a new record.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Time right now, 6:37, home at last. 3 Americans held as prisoners in North Korea back in the U.S. this morning. We are going to take you live to Washington for what this all means moving forward. Holly?
All right, thank you so much, Maureen. And we are previewing your forecast for the next few days. We go from scattered shower chances to really spotty for today. We're in the 70s. Then we're 50s tomorrow with more rain and storms moving in. Looks like by Saturday they're likely. We'll see if that continues into Mother's Day weekend. But first, we've got to check in with Darla, Doggone Weather Time, and what a beauty. Okay, so the sweetest funniest and most loving little companion ever, is how she is described. Easy to see why. Thank you so much for sharing Darla with us this morning. It is 6:38, May the 10th. Hope you're having a fabulous start to your day. 64 degrees right now at Hopkins.
Breaking overnight, a hero's welcome home as 3 Americans held in a North Korean labor camp are back in the United States this morning.
President Trump and the First Lady were there to welcome them back on U.S. soil. Let's find out the latest now on this with Tracy Potts, who's live this morning in Washington. Tracy?
Hi there, John and Maureen. Since we spoke earlier this morning, the president has tweeted a photo from the tarmac where he met these 3 former detainees this morning and unexpectedly boarded the plane to talk to them for about 6 minutes before he brought them down to the cameras where he spoke. But we also heard briefly from them about their experience in North Korea. They seem to be in good health. They'll be checked out at Walter Reed Medical Center today. Then the president went on to talk about with the detainees not a factor in the negotiations. He's ready to move forward and talk with North Korea about rolling back its nuclear program and ballistic missiles and biological and chemical weapons as well. The president said this morning that the location for that meeting has now been set. He didn't say what it was. He wouldn't confirm if it's Singapore. And as we see these amazing pictures of these detainees returning to an American flag, to cheers, to lots of people with cameras, the administration now begins to focus on the agenda for that meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. Back to you.
All right, Tracy, thank you for that update. We'll be following it as we go throughout the day as well. All right, something else that we're following, of course, are the changes in the forecast, especially when it comes to our Mother's Day plans.
It's, I mean, day to day. Well, I mean, we could blink and things change around here with the weather.
That's very true.
So we're going to get you out to the bus stop first. And I don't think you need an umbrella. As expected, the rain has pretty much moved out already. So a lot of it was while you were asleep, and now it's all on its way out. Temperatures are mild in the 60s. Put the umbrellas in the book bag. We'll get into some spotty shower chances later, but for now, yeah, it is on its way out of Northeast Ohio, and there are big weekend changes, including your Mother's Day forecast. We'll get to it. But we're drying out in the meantime. Just a few stragglers there in parts of eastern Ashtabula and Trumbull counties. That's pretty much it. The rest of you have dried out as planned. So this works out lovely for our, most busy time of morning commute and getting off to work and school. So we won't be as warm as yesterday as the front has pushed through, but we're still going to be pretty mild for this time of the year. We'll end up in the 70s, and we're already in the 60s. If you think of 68, our normal high, this is good stuff. I mean, it feels nice. Temperatures across the board, low to middle 60s right now. 63 in Lorain. Good morning. Medina, you're at 61. We've got low 60s in Akron and Canton, and also through Chardon and Mentor this morning. Temperatures are in the 60s. By 9 o'clock, not a thing going on. Mostly cloudy skies, perhaps a peak or two of sunshine here and there. Temperatures in the 60s. As we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see these little hit and miss shower chances. It's not going to be a big deal, and I'm not planning on any stormy weather for later today. So at 1 o'clock, it's still pretty quiet. The one thing you're going to notice is by this afternoon, will be much cooler near the lake compared to inland. 2 o'clock today, it's 58 degrees downtown compared to the low 70s in Akron and Worcester and Mansfield. Elyria will be 69 at 2 o'clock. We have these little itty bitty shower chances into the evening drive. It shouldn't slow you down much for your commutes home from work and getting the kids after school and things like that. And then overnight, it totally dries, and it will end up clearing out a bit, allowing temperatures to drop into the 40s. I think we'll be partly to mostly cloudy skies. We should be in the 40s this time of the day. So it's going to feel like the season as we're waking up on your Friday. And I think we'll start the day dry. We'll see some sunshine. It'll be kind of a mix of clouds and sun. Increasing cloud cover again, and then notice these shower chances kind of around the area for later tomorrow. So it looks like more into tomorrow evening. Most of the day is going to be dry. This is 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and we've got showers and possible thunderstorms, especially along the lakeshore. And then as we get into the weekend, this frontal system is going to become stationary. So it's not going to necessarily be all day rains. But because it's close by, any energy traveling along it is going to give us these waves or chances for showers and thunderstorms. So for the rest of today, we'll go with the low 70s. Unless you're by the lake, you'll end up feeling cooler this afternoon. Small shower chances, not as warm, but still quite nice. Tomorrow, we're upper 50s to near 60 with a late shower and storm chances. And then the big change to the weekend is with that front becoming stationary and not moving much. We'll have showers and storms more likely periodically, we'll say. 60s on Saturday, low 70s on Mother's Day. Could it still change? Absolutely. But right now, this is the way it looks. So we just want to make sure we keep you up to date with that so you can have a backup plan for maybe a brunch or anything you were planning for mom. Low 80s, though. John, Maureen, next week still looks really warm.
All right, yeah, feeling more like summer. Holly, thank you so much. 6:46 right now. Let's check in with Tiffany with your morning rush.
So, Maureen, they're used in potentially life-saving situations, but this morning there is a shortage. We are talking about EpiPens, which are used to treat severe allergic reactions to things like peanut butter and bee stings. The FDA made the announcement after hundreds of people had trouble getting their prescriptions filled. The shortage is due to manufacturing delays. Now, there are other brands of auto injectors available. All of them contain the same medication. We're going to have much more coming up today on the Today Show, Maureen.
All right, Tiffany, back here at home, Cleveland police are investigating a deadly shooting on the city's east side. A man was found shot and killed at an RTA bus stop at East 141st in St. Clair. We talked to police and EMS, but there aren't many details available right now. We're working to find out if police have made any arrests.
The case against Discovery Tours is now getting attention from Washington. Parents of more than 500 Mentor students were unable to get their money back after the 8th grade trip to D.C. was canceled. Discovery is now out of business and filed for bankruptcy. Mentor schools will use non-taxpayer dollars to reimburse the parents. Senator Sherrod Brown has reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FTC.
Toys R Us is now offering more discounts. The toy retailer declared bankruptcy back in March and announced it would close all of its stores nationwide. Now, they're taking 30 to 50% off those price tags, and this time they're including Fisher-Price, Mattel, and other hot brands. Deals are only available in store. So now with another deal for you, here's Austin.
Absolutely. More pickles, more problems. That's what they're saying here in North Lawrence. They found himself into a pretty good pickle problem here. So what exactly took place here in North Lawrence? Well, a local freight company, Freightway Transportation, was transporting a load of cucumbers when an issue took place during shipping, causing some of the boxes to shift and break open. Because of that, the order was refused, so they were stuck with over 40,000 pounds of cucumbers. Now, they're trying to give them all away. Yesterday, locals were picking them up by the bucket load. They're even giving some away to local food pantries to be able to give some to the needy, and you still have a chance to get on this pretty great deal. They're giving away cucumbers all day here on Manchester Road in North Lawrence. And speaking of great deals, here's Matt Granite.
What's the top piece of tech for a mom or anyone on the go? One deal I have coming right up will charge 7 devices at the same time. Super quick.
The third caller at 216-578-0707 wins 2 tickets to see Yanni on May 18th at Jacobs Pavilion. Visit WKYC.com/contest for a second chance to win this, plus a VIP experience at the Jimmy Buffett concert at Blossom.
6:52 right now. Amazon Prime members are about to pay more for their membership starting tomorrow, but there are tricks that you can do to avoid that fee. According to the website Mashable, you can give the gift of Prime to yourself. You'll need to send the $99 membership to yourself by midnight tonight, though.
Okay. You can also renew today to lock into the lower price, even if the membership's not up yet. Another way to save is if you only use Prime for shipping, well, the website recommends paying the $12.99 monthly fee. And if you live with someone who's a Prime member, Amazon allows you to split the membership for $49.50 each. Yeah. They actually say Amazon, these Prime memberships, hot graduation gift this year.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I never even thought about that as a gift.
Yeah.
Today's the day to get it, though.
Now we're talking about what moms really want.
Yeah, Alexa Lee is here with some of your suggestions. Good morning.
Good morning to you guys. Yeah, you know, Mother's Day is Sunday, so if you haven't gotten that special lady a gift, well, we're gonna help you out, and you might not even have to leave the house to get her what she really wants. A new poll by Parenting Magazine says that the #1 thing moms want is a clean house. How nice would that be to just have mom come downstairs and the house is all clean in the morning? I completely support this. And number 2 is getting extra sleep. So maybe just letting her sleep in the morning. And also another tip, some breakfast in bed probably wouldn't hurt, right? Moms everywhere also agree that having time for a good workout would be awesome. So maybe offering to watch the kids so she can take that yoga class she's been wanting to. That might help. And number 3 is spa day. Okay, this one, you guys, this can't be that surprising to you. So maybe even just having it a home spa day. Save a little bit of money too. A day free from the typical mom routine. This could be something really nice and, maybe even give you a little perspective on what the mom role's all about. So my big tip of the day for everybody watching, okay, here we go, is combine all 5. All right? Just combine all 5 and it's the best Mother's Day ever.
Yeah,
all right?
and see you next
Happy
weekend.
Mother's Day to you all. And back to you guys.
Wow.
All right, Alexa.
Okay.
There you
When's
go.
Father's Day? Well, let's save your day first.
Every day is Father's Day.
Yeah. We just want to watch the game. Imagine being able to quick charge 7 pieces of tech from just one outlet.
I don't even know if I could find 7 pieces of
think you
tech
could.
in my house, but maybe at work. So our deal boss, Matt Granite, shows us another award-winning gadget.
Tech the halls for Mother's Day, or anyone else looking to charge on the go. Great to be with you. In my hands, a Consumer Electronics Show award-winning gadget from CES. This is amazing. This will charge 7 devices simultaneously from one outlet. Quick charging on the go. Let me show you how it works. The brand new Charge Hub can handle 7 USB devices simultaneously, from cell phones to tablets, MP3 players, gaming, Bluetooth headsets, navigation units, cameras, mobile hotspots, power banks, you name it. A single power supply eliminates all of those excess cables. It keeps everything organized. This will safe charge everything from the most demanding iPhone or Android to whatever it is you need. This performed better than anything else we've tested. It has a small footprint, all the slots you need. Again, only one outlet needed. This is the power strip of the 21st century, complete with a 1-year warranty. This item, which is not a paid product, is waiting for you on Facebook.com/DealBoss, where you can find this and other great deals.
All righty, Deal Boss. Well, let's boss the roads, okay? So here we are. We're seeing some slow traffic in Geauga County, 422 westbound as you're approaching Auburn from Parkman, adding about 10 minutes to your commute. 480 east approaching Twinsburg, about a 2 to 3 minute delay there. 480 at Warrensboro Center Road, traffic picking up, and then you have an accident I-90 eastbound approaching East 9th. Holly, it's only about a 2 to 3 minute delay on 90 east at 77.
Okay, Danielle, we've got just some spotty shower chances for the rest of today after some showers and thunderstorms and wind overnight. So it's looking pretty easy from this point forward. Low 70s. And yeah, here's the changes. Looking ahead to Mother's Day weekend, we're upper 50s tomorrow. Late shower and storm chances late. That's going to be more evening and tomorrow night. Most of the day will be dry. And then with a stationary front on top of us, we'll have better chances for rain through the Mother's Day weekend. He watches this show every single day. I have to say happy birthday to my dad.
Oh, sweet. Happy birthday, Mike. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't miss a morning.
Yeah. Well, okay, between his birthday and Mother's Day, we are taking you inside American Greetings tomorrow, showing you who writes those greeting cards.
Yeah. Exclusive look at that. We'll see you in 25 minutes.
Thanks for watching Channel 3 News. Take Channel 3 News and weather with you wherever you go. Text WKYC to 25543 now to download our free apps.